The ringing of the alarm clock that is conveniently placed beside your bed awakes you. The sound startles your brain into getting up and out of your warm and cozy bed, and it's time for school. You must wake up now in order to get to school on time. Now the dilemma of the day is what to wear. Is this really what you face every morning? Do you have trouble wanting to get out of your bed, and then you are faced with the troubling question of what is cool, clean, unwrinkled, and what are you just going to wear? Do you think life would be easier just to throw on a uniform? This way you may not have to think so hard about what to wear in the morning. Or do you like expressing your individuality? This is the important question for many kids our age. The First Amendment gives each person in this nation the right to free expression. You should be able to dress as you wish and not feel pressured to dress in a uniform manner with the rest of your student body, right? As you can see, my school requires uniforms, and I am totally against it. Long Beach, California was the first to enforce the uniform policy in public schools. There are 60 elementary schools, 15 middle schools, and 1 high school in Long Beach that have introduced this policy. There are over 72,000 students wearing school uniforms in Long Beach, California. Of these 72,000 students, only about 1,500 parents requested exemption from their children from the policy. Students wear navy blue, black shorts, pants, skirts, skirts or jumpers, and white shirts or blouses. In Long Beach, there have been a major decrease of violence and discipline since 1994 when this was introduced. Proponents believe that the school uniform has a major contribution to this decrease. What is the purpose of a school uniform? Where did this idea come from? Whether to just wear a uniform has been a major debate for the decades. This idea has been debated since the 1980s, when it was an issue when the candidates ran for president in the 1990s. Parochial and private schools have a long history of using school uniforms to project an atmosphere of uniformity, pride, loyalty, and equality among the student population. Gangs have become a large problem in areas in the United States. Teenagers are initiated into these groups when they are younger than even before. Parents and teachers want to stop this gang activity, starting with cutting down gang colors and insignia on school grounds. Wearing a uniform might cut down on violence inside a school campus as well. This could also mean suspension rates lower, and it seems very appropriate to instill discipline into students while they are in school, so they will succeed later in life. There are many opponents to a school uniform policy. Many believe they are just a fad and comes to question every couple of decades. One major problem in determining whether the school uniform policy is appropriate is to remember to protect the students' rights of expression. This also includes students' religious beliefs. Also, some school uniform policies add a political message to the use. This only makes the student body feel uncomfortable, and they may not want to cooperate. Right now, students are finding ways to express their feelings about having to wear school uniforms. It seems as though many students would be against wearing uniforms. How could you show your individuality with your peers? If given a choice, as a student myself, I believe many students would rebel against wearing uniforms, as they do. This is a new way for teachers to be a master and the students to be the slaves. If school officials are worried about safety, how does it help to color coordinate us? Intruders will still find ways to come and go. They can still pretend to be our parents and volunteers, and a uniform won't change that. Also, many high school seniors choose to attend post-secondary enrollment after high school. Rarely do universities use a uniform rule, so school pride in teaching kids for their future is not an issue. If the school district or community wants to experiment with school uniforms, they should first think about improving many other areas first. These positive efforts include crime-free policies, drug-free policies, additions to clubs and extracurricular activities, securing school entrances, having zero tolerance for weapons, and adding a community effort to limit gangs and having teachers patrol school hallways. These are just some of the many ideas given in proponents of school uniforms. Also, a school district could take money used to purchase school uniforms to help other important areas. They could modernize the school buildings, which means updating computers, adding more money to accounts of music, drama, and art classes. These solutions will be more productive in the long run than having to worry about school uniforms. As I have read through many articles and sources about school uniforms, I have come to a very clear conclusion. There is no proof given by anyone in the school uniforms to help schools in any positive way. Even though some have given their input and said that uniforms are the answer, more studies need to be done. I do not believe that wearing school uniforms or putting strict guidelines on dress codes would help any major problems. Children are taught to express themselves freely, and schools should not change the rules on them. It is confusing and unfair to make such terrible punishment. Yes, school shootings are frightening. Violence has become a terribly familiar term within school districts. But adding another rule, who's already so many enforced, is just going to make students want to rebel against the administration even more. I believe that a change is needed. This positive reconstruction of education and safety, though, should be very throughout the discussed before anything drastic is done. Changes made in life are usually for the better. The more materialistic aspects of youth are eventually left behind by maturity and growth. There are truly more important problems in the world besides determining if you meet the standards of peers and teachers. As long as students work their best and to their ability and keep themselves under control, the school uniform policy will hopefully leave the public's attention. Thank you.